Okay, hello. Thank you for being patient with me on that last song. It's such a beautiful melody, at least from my perspective, which is certainly subjective, that I just love playing it. So went on a little bit longer than I had anticipated, but I just love playing that song. So, as promised, here is the old acoustic guitar that I always use. It's tuned a little differently though. This tuning is called open G, which Gus here finds very interesting because it sounds different. So the open G tuning, when you strum it, it plays a G chord, and it gives you the ability to do stuff up and down the neck that you wouldn't normally do in regular tuning. And a lot of country blues and the songs that you might be a little bit familiar with, maybe versions of the songs I'm going to do that rock bands did later. They originally were played on an acoustic guitar with one of these things. This is actually a spark plug wrench, a socket wrench from a spark plug set that I cut. And what I do is I take it and I put it on my finger and I slide it up and down the neck here. And it makes a pretty cool sound. Originally they would cut the neck of a bottle and slide it on their finger, or sometimes they would even use a pocket knife. And they were imitating, it originally came from Hawaii, the sound of the waves and stuff. Anyway, without further ado, here's an old Robert Johnson song called Come On Into My Kitchen.
Come on in my kitchen. We're gonna be raining outdoors.
Well, Murphy's Law kicked in there. I popped me a string right there. But there you get the idea what the slide sounds like in the slide guitar in an open G tuning. So that's Robert Johnson's Come On In My Kitchen or an abbreviated version due to technical difficulties. But we will be right back with another country blues song after these brief messages. Well, thank you for being patient with me. I'm back with a new guitar, actually a new old guitar. This is Samantha. She's my Martin, and she's a special instrument. Her neck here only goes up to the 12th instead of the 14th. Normally, a guitar will have 14 frets before you hit the wood here. This guitar only goes up to the 12th, so this part of the guitar is much richer and bassier than a regular acoustic guitar. It's a model Martin stopped making after World War II. And somebody found one in an attic, and they took it to the Martin factory in Nazareth, Pennsylvania, and said it was so beat up they couldn't play it and warped, but they used the model. Oh, I guess this one is a 2007, and they used the model, that old wreck thing that someone found in their attic, and they created a limited number of these old style guitars. And I was in Nashville, and I was just having fun checking out guitars, and I played this thing, and I fell in love with it. And so I was fortunate enough to be able to bring it home. But anyway, this song I'm going to play for you is another country acoustic blues, standard tuning, regular 440E, written by Mr. Mississippi John Hurt, who was a farmer and a musician, and just a grandfatherly, warm, wholesome presence on the folk scene in the 60s. He played the Philadelphia Folk Festival and all the other festivals. After being a farmer for 40 years, he made his first record in 1928, and then the stock market crash the next year kind of sent him in another direction. So his record, even though it was popular, it just didn't take off the way they'd hoped. And then he was a farmer, and he just was living in Mississippi. And people heard that record. Some of the people in the early 60s who were doing like folk research on people in the Appalachian Mountains playing fiddle music and hollers and stuff like that, and they were trying to find all sources of original Americana music. And they thought, I wonder if this guy that made this record back in 1928 is still around. And nobody knew. But someone said, I think on one of his records he talks about this town in Mississippi. So they went there on the way to New Orleans as a stopover with the hope they might bump into him or bump into somebody that might have known him. And they met Mississippi John Hurt. They brought him back to New York City. And the next thing you know, he's playing in the folk bars in Greenwich Village. And he inspired an entire generation of musicians, including John Sebastian, who wrote the theme song from the old TV show Welcome Back, Kotter. Welcome back, your dreams were your ticket out. John Sebastian named his band The Lovin' Spoonful after this song I'm going to play. And it's actually a song about coffee. You're like, what's he holding that coffee cup for? And the reason I'm holding this coffee cup is because this song that Mississippi John Hurt wrote is called The Coffee Blues. And I hope you enjoy it. And one more thing before we start this song. There are turkeys in the backyard, and I'm going to see if I can get you guys to see them. There they are. Look at those turkeys. Look, there's turkeys. Turkeys in the backyard. Oh my. 1, 2, there's a little tree in the way, but there's 3. 3 turkeys. Look. Can you guys see them? Look, he's looking at me. He's like, oh, what's that guy doing behind the window? I certainly hope he's not going to try to
catch me and fat me up for next Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's quite a while away, so I think I'm safe.
Look, there he is. Isn't he beautiful? Or she? I don't know. Can you tell a male from a female? I'm totally ignorant on those details of fowl. Anyway, there's a turkey. Gosh, and there's a couple over there behind the tree. Anyway, I'm sure Mississippi John Hurt probably had turkeys in his yard in Mississippi too, way back when. All right, so here we go with the coffee blues. That was pretty cool, wasn't it? Turkeys. All right. Good morning, baby. Oh, how you doing this morning? Well, please, ma'am, just a loving spoonful, just a loving spoonful. Oh, Lord have mercy, I gotta have me, oh, a loving spoonful. Oh, there's all sorts of coffee, but you know, the kind I like best is Maxwell House. Just like it says on the can, good to the last drop. My baby in the morning, she gets up before me. She brews a cup of that, well, a loving spoonful. I just gotta have, Lord have mercy. Well, the loving spoonful, my baby in the morning. When I smell that brew, it just makes me get out of bed. Do what I gotta do, go to work in the field, work hard all day, go to bed the next morning. I smell the loving spoonful. Good morning, baby, how you doing this morning? Oh, can you give me one of those loving spoonfuls? Just a loving spoonful. Well, the preacher in the pulpit, he's jumping up and down, but he laid that Bible down for the loving spoonful. Oh, Lord have mercy, smells so good. Oh, wakes me up in the morning just like it should. Good morning, baby. How you doing this morning? Well, please, ma'am, just a loving spoonful. Simple cup of that do me just as much good as 2 or 3 cups of any other coffee. Maxwell House. Good to the last drop. There you go, there's Little Country Blues. Acoustic. Mississippi, Mr. John Hurt. Okay, this one is for Father's Day, coming up on Sunday, for all you dads and sons and daughters of people that had a special dad that was an important part of your life, and for all the dads out there, and granddads and great-granddads, and everybody that's had someone in that position in your life that's helped you along. And it has been the honor of my life to be Amelie's dad, my daughter. You know her all, the fiddle player extraordinaire and light of my wife and mine, the light of our life. She's just a wonderful, bright beautiful person. And I've had the privilege of hanging out with her for 15 years, almost 16 now. And she's almost ready for college. She's, going to be a senior in high school this year, and then she'll be off to college. And she's already got one foot out the door, is exactly the way it should be. But now, as a dad thinking about that milestone, I'm like, boy, I remember when she was just a tiny little thing, and we'd go play places as she was 5 years old, and she'd have her little fiddle and she'd sing, and then we would hang out, and in the summertime, we would read books together. I was a very insistent parent about a couple things: practicing music and getting good, reading at an early age, and learning mathematics, all of which fortunately have paid off exponentially in her ability to move forward in so many fields. But nevertheless, at the time, we would do that together. So we would read the same book. And so I could tell if she was understanding it, because we'd read a chapter every day or so, and then we'd talk about it. And not just like little kid Dora Explorer books, but I mean like, A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, which is like 500 pages. And To Kill a Mockingbird when she was like 8 or 9. So a little bit earlier, and usually kids don't read that till they're in high school. But she was sharp enough to pick it up with my help. Anyway, this song is about a dad looking back and being grateful and kind of wishing he could relive that whole thing again.
Summertime down by the sea, those magic days of you and me. You were just a little girl, tugging on my jeans at my knee. How many books did we read together? How many gigs did we play? 2 songbirds of a feather in the shade by the sea. And now, oh, you're almost grown. Such a beautiful young woman, almost ready to be on your own. Oh, spread your wings, soar up in the sky, so far above me now. I can barely see my little girl. And all those times that I was tough on you, and every time that I made you cry, only because of how very much I believed in you. Wanted to make sure you had everything you need so you could fly. Now, oh, now you're almost grown. Such an accomplished young woman, just about ready to be on your own. You're flying, oh, up in the sky, just the way it always was meant to be. Lord have mercy, my little girl. Oh, yeah. What I wouldn't give to go back in time. Those magic days of me and you. When you were just a little girl, still needed her dad to tie her shoe. When I hope you know, oh, I hope you know how proud I am. Oh, the amazing young woman, oh, that you've become. Spread your wings, soaring up in the sky, so far above me now. Oh, I can barely see. Oh, my little girl. What I wouldn't give to go back in time.
Well, thank you for letting me play that special Father's Day song. I hope you enjoyed it. And so I thought I would do another example of a song in a little bit of a different tuning. So instead of like we did with Robert Johnson's Come On In My Kitchen, where I tuned the whole thing to open G, this is just, this string here is dropped down from E to D. So it's called drop D tuning. Gives it a little bit more bass and makes it a little more complex and a little different for your ears. And this song I thought was appropriate since we're all still, to some degree or another, separated from the people that we love or the things that we love to do in order to stay safe. And so this song, I think, is something we can all relate to in one way or another, and I hope you enjoy it. It's an old Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young song. They were a super group back in the late 60s and early 70s. They did a number of wonderful songs, including this one.
Don't be angry, don't be sad. Think about all those good times you used to have. There's a girl or a boy right next to you. She
I thought we'd wrap up this batch of sets for you with a couple of spirituals. And this song, a lady at one of the places that I've played for a few years, it was a memory care center, and at the end of my set, she asked me if I knew this song, and I had to be honest and say, no, ma'am, I don't know it. And she went ahead and sang the whole thing a cappella from memory. And it was beautiful, and there was a couple of the other residents who joined in with her, and I fell in love with the song, and I went home and learned it. So if you all know this, please help me sing it. And in any case, I hope you enjoy it. It's a beautiful song. And here we go.
On a hill far away stood an old rugged cross, the emblem of suffering and shame. I love that old cross, the dearest and best, for a world of lost sinners was slain. So I'll cherish the old rugged cross till my trophies at last I lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown. To the old rugged cross I will ever be true, its shame and reproach gladly bear. And he'll call me someday to my home far away, where his glory forever I'll share. And I'll cherish the old rugged cross till my trophies at last I lay down. But I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown.
Thank you. Well, hello. I am Miss Amelie here, finally, after you've suffered through solo John Bald with his pathetically bad piano and his acoustically obscure blues and country blues and stuff. Thank you for being so patient with us. I finally have a professional with me, and we're going to do one that hopefully you will remember and that will get your fingers tapping and your snapping toes. No, invert that, switch that. Your fingers snapping and your toes tapping. So without further ado, count me in, Miss Omni, please.
1, 2, 3.
begins to shine, and when the sun refused to shine, oh, when the sun refused to shine, still wanna be in that number, oh, when the sun refused to shine, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, Lord, I wanna be in that number, oh, when the saints go marching in. All right, everybody help us. Here we go. Come on. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. I want to. Oh, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. If the sun refused to shine, and if the sun refused to shine, and if the sun refused to shine, I still want to be in that number, oh, when the sun refused to shine, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, I'm gonna sing as loud as thunder, thunder, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints
Go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. I wanna be in that number. When the saints go marching in.
Everybody, here we go, sing it with us. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. Bring us on home. One more time.
When the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in.
Oh, I want to be in that number when the saints go marching. Woo-hoo! All right, thank you, Miss Amelie. That was wonderful. All right. Hey, look at Gus. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next time. Little Gus. Little Gus. Oh, he's got a new throne. Should we show them Gus's new throne? Come here. Come on. Let's check it out. You got a new throne. Can you jump up on your throne and get your thing? See if you can get him to get the fox. There he is. Oh, he's on his throne. The royal dog throne.
Oh. Oh, dude.
All right. Very good. Very good. Okay, come on.
We'll see y'all next time. Be safe. Bye-bye. Hope you like the turkeys.